Guys, welcome back to the channel. So today we are going to talk about strobing. It's not a new technique, it's just something that's been in social media more lately. I think it's also because the summertime is coming. Not everyone wants to do a harsh highlight and contour. Sometimes it takes too long. Whatever the reason is, normally in summertime we go for more dewy, glowy, healthy skin over matte skin, and so I think that's why this is coming back and being really popular right now. Unfortunately, it's kind of difficult if you have oily skin. I mean, not in the way that it's difficult, it's just you have to use different products, different techniques, so that you do not cross the line between dewy and glowy, and you used butter as a moisturizer this morning. I mean, I have those days, we all have those days, you know, after 8 hours you're like, oh my god, it's so oily. This is going to be my video as a way to help my fellow oily skin girls on how to use strobing properly and the best tips and tricks to keep it looking all day and keeping the highlighter where you want it to be and not spreading to the rest of your face. Obviously, if you don't have oily skin, this is still a way to find out what strobing is and the technique itself. You just tailor the products to you, and instead of using any matte products or techniques that otherwise you would only use for oily skin, then just eliminate those and kind of tailor it to your liking. But I just figured I would make this video because there might be some confusion, or it might be a little bit harder for those of us that produce a little bit more oil and have to keep it at bay. So if you want to see how to get this dewy strobe look, then just keep watching. Okay, so when you're starting off the look, I've already done all my skincare and put on my foundation and my brows just because I don't feel that it's something you guys really need to see me do. And it'll make this video a lot shorter so you can just kind of get your tips and tricks and do it yourself. Basically, to start off, you want to make sure that your skin is well prepped and prepared for this look. So it's going to start out way before you even put any makeup on your face. You're going to want to cleanse your face and have clean skin. You want to use a oil-free or charcoal-based cleanser. This way it's going to bring out all the oil, take out everything in your skin so that your skin is matte. So I know it's a dewy look, but we're going for matte first, and then we're going to add the dewiness and shine after. And then the next step you want is hydrated skin. So a lot of people will use a thick moisturizer to just get that really moisturized, hydrated look. Again, for us oily girls, we can't really do that because it's going to turn into a grease ball later in the day. So I like using an oil-free or very light moisturizer. This way your skin still gets the hydration, but it's not going to get greasy later. Next, you want to prime. So for me, I like to use matte primers, and again, we don't want the dewiness yet. So I really like the Smashbox Photo Finish Primer. I did get this as an Ipsy as well. No, this is not like an Ipsy sponsored video. I've just been really liking this one, and I think it's going to be great for oily skin girls. Again, if you have another matte finish primer, I would use that because you want your makeup to stay on all day, and you want it to make sure that all of the dewiness and glowy products that you add stick to your face and stay there all day. Next, I've been using two foundations. So the first one is the Ready Set Gorgeous CoverGirl Foundation. I did do a quick review on my blog if you want to check it out. I'll link it below. But this is a oil-free foundation, and then I also use the Revlon Color Stay. This particular one is for normal to dry skin because I'm out of my oil to combination skin one. But again, if you're oily, you want to go for the combo oily skin. But I've been putting them together because this one's not quite my color and neither is this one. This one's way too light. So I've been mixing them together, but I think the combination of them works really well even though this is not a oil-free, oily skin foundation. Then the next thing I did was put on a translucent powder. This is the Airspun. You guys saw this in my haul video. I really like this. This is my favorite translucent powder right now. And what I want to do is make sure that those areas are not going to get oily later in the day. So we're going to prevent that right now. So this way when we put our dewiness on top, you already have that layer between your foundation and your highlighter that's going to keep that oil down so that it's not going to break down that highlighter later in the day for you. Okay, so now onto the highlighting part, and this is what I can actually show you, and I will physically show you where to put them. So two highlighters that we're going to use today is we're going to use the Sonia Kashuk. This is the highlighter stick, and this is what it looks like, and this is in the color Sparkling Sands, and I think there are two colors for this. And then we're also going to use the Laura Mercier Baked Highlight in 01. So the reason I have two options here, you can also use liquid illuminators, but for me, I really love this color, and I've actually been using this a lot more when I've been doing the strobing technique just to test it out and see how it looks. And I really like the way this looks on the skin. And then because you're oily, this doesn't last. I work 10-hour days, so that's always a test for me. This lasts probably about 8 or 9 hours. So we're gonna use a powder on top just to set that like you would set a concealer. So that's why for me, I think this is gonna be the best combination for any oily skin, because like you would with your foundation, you set it with a powder to make it stay longer. So why not set a liquid creamy highlighter with a powder highlight? So I'm going to go ahead and take my glasses off because I obviously like want to get around the areas of my face. So I'm not going to be able to totally see my viewfinder. So I'm going to use my mirror right here so that I can see and tell you guys where to place everything. Oh, it's so weird. Is it weird not seeing me with glasses? I haven't really seen myself without glasses in like a month. It's so weird. So this is the highlighter. It's so beautiful. And so what you want to do is you want to highlight any part that the light would hit. So any high points. So your cheekbones, the bridge of your nose, the tip of your nose if you want to, your eyebrows, inner corner, your chin, and your forehead if you want to. So again, because we have oily skin, we're walking that fine line between too much highlight, giving off that greasy look. So I'm going to start off with the obvious, and that's the cheekbones. So what I like to do with the stick highlighter, run it down the high points of my cheeks and then blend it out later, because this doesn't really dry too fast, so it's not a product you have to work quickly with, which I really like about this product too. So I'm going to put a tiny bit on my chin, just a little bit, and then I'm going to put a little bit right here above my brow bone. I've tried it in the middle. There's also two ways. You can put them above your brow bones. You can also put it in the center of your forehead. It's just the way your forehead is shaped. If you have a lot of real estate or not, or if your face is really round and wide, it's going to depend on the placement of where you put it. So wherever you would normally put your highlight in like a contour and highlight look, that's where you want to put it now. So this is a tip for if you wear glasses. You don't want to put a cream highlighter on the bridge of your nose because it's going to slide and your glasses are just going to slip right off your face. So I would normally put this on my nose if I wasn't wearing glasses, but because I'm wearing glasses lately, I'm just going to put the powder highlight. So I'm going to skip the stick on my nose. But feel free to put it down the bridge of your nose if you don't wear glasses. So that is everywhere I want to put it on my face. I'm going to do the eyes at the end. So then the way I blend this out is I just use my fingers, or you can use a beauty blender. But I just blend it out a little bit. If at any point you're ever like, oh, that's too much highlight, go ahead and take your translucent powder and just dab a little bit on just to mattify it a tiny bit if you're ever like, that's a little too much. Let's take it down a notch. So then what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to take the baked highlighter and I'm going to place it on top everywhere we put the cream highlighter. And I'll show you a swatch of this highlighter. It's beautiful. So that is the Laura Mercier highlight. Look how beautiful that color is. Just, oh. So then I'm going to go ahead and take a smaller brush and I'm going to put that down the bridge of my nose. So now onto the brows. What you want to do is you want to have a more natural brow just because you're not doing anything harsh and intense, and usually you can keep your eyes very simple or just put on maybe mascara. The whole idea is that you want it to be like your skin is just hydrated and healthy and glowy instead of like you put on a ton of makeup. It's sort of like, I guess, an illuminated no makeup look. So I wanted to keep my brows very simple, so I just used the NYX Micro Brow Pencil. I would normally use a dip brow, but again, I wanted something a little bit more natural looking, so I used this. And then just to highlight underneath my brows, I used my Milani Brow and Eye Highlighters, and I used the matte side. So for the inner corners and the brow bone, those are the places on your eye area that you want to highlight. I'm going to go ahead and take that small brush again, and just using this, I'm not going to use the stick because obviously it's a giant stick and it's not going to get in those small spots. So I'm just going to use the baked highlighter for this. So you want to put it just where you would put a brow bone highlight. So just right there on the arch. I don't know if it's catching it. There it is. Oh, there it is. Hey, highlight. Hey. The other side. This brow hair is like giving me problems. And then you want to put it on the inner corners. So this is the completed look. What do you guys think? So it's very dewy and glowy, but if you have oily skin, it's going to stay like this. It's not going to get oily. It's just going to stay highlighted and dewy and glowy in the places you want it to be and not spread to your entire face. So if you want to take it to the next level, I would definitely use a gloss. You got to remember to keep your lips hydrated too. So while you're doing this process, I had a lip balm earlier, but if you want to put a lip balm on while you're doing your foundation and highlighting, and then you can put a gloss on top to kind of keep with that glossy, glowy, dewy feel. So that is everything. I hope you guys learned something new. I hope you guys found some tips and tricks, especially if you have oily skin, on how to do this look with not looking like a grease ball. And I think it's a perfect summer look if you just want something simple, easy. You don't want to have a full contoured face to the pool or to the beach. I think it's a perfect look. So let me know if you guys do use this look. If you do anything, I would love to see how you guys did, what you thought about it. Definitely hashtag, tag me. Let me know what you guys thought about this, and if you've tried it, anything, let me know. So please like, subscribe, comment, share, anything you feel, and I will see you guys in my next video. Thank you guys so much for the love and support. Have a wonderful day, week, month, year, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.